Hey everyone, this is a quick little demo review for using Flubaroo with Google Forms. Now, Flubaroo is an auto-grading program that helps you grade and then analyze student data after they've filled out a Google form that's like a quiz. It was around before Google Forms actually allowed you to go to the settings over here, go to the quizzes and click this. That's the quickest way to turn a Google form into a quiz. And there are some things that are nice about using the form grading tool that is provided by Google, such as you can provide feedback immediately and program feedback in, and you can get really good graphs very quickly. But there are a couple things that Flubaroo does that Google Forms does not yet do. So I thought I would start off by just kind of showing you how this works. So the first step would be to create a quiz. I've got a little 4-question quiz here that I've filled out. And the first thing you want to do after you're done with your quiz is you want to go to Preview, and you want to fill it out with the word test key or whatever as the first response, because what you want to have is a key that you can identify, and that's important in programming Flubaroo. So I've already done that. And in fact, if you look at my data here, you'll see that this is my first response, which is the key, and then I've had all of my students take it down here. What I'm going to do is I'm then going to go to the spreadsheet. And just in case you don't remember how to get to the spreadsheet, if you go to responses and you click this button right here, it brings up the spreadsheet of responses to your quiz. Or for your Google form. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go to add-ons. And under add-ons, as soon as it decides to load, there is a Flubaroo. It should be already installed. We've installed it on everybody's profiles. And what you're probably going to see is there's a little bit of a setup that has to take place first. That you will see the first time you use it. It'll ask for just a bunch of permissions. Go ahead and say yes, but you're going to go ahead and hit Enable Flubaroo in this sheet. The first box that's going to pop up is this one right here that offers you some help grading if you need it. I don't need it. I just want to go ahead and start grading my assignment. Step 1 is going to be to assign point values to these different categories. You'll also notice that this first question, name, under here, you have a couple of options. You always want to make sure that you identify the column that identifies the student. That just helps Flubaroo not grade that. You can also skip a grade or grade by hand. This is really helpful if you have a fill in the blank or a short answer question. Because then you can tell Flubaroo, I'm going to grade those by hand, don't worry about them. The rest should be normal grading, and then you can go ahead and assign a point value up to 10 for each one. I'm just going to keep them all equal, and then hit continue. The second step is going to be making sure that you identify which one is the test key. So if you go ahead and you want to find the one that Flubaroo is going to use as the key to grade all of the other ones. So I'm going to go ahead and hit this, hit continue, and then presto changeo, Flubaroo is going to take care of the rest. It's going to take a little bit of time, but what you're going to see when it's done, oh, look at that, already done. What you see here is you've got a couple of things. The first thing it does is it goes through and it gives the total points for every student. You notice that my test key is gone. It gives the percentage, the number of times they've submitted it. Down here, it then breaks down all 4 questions, and it gives you the percentage of students that got it correct, the class percentage. That is really helpful because what it also did is it highlighted, I think it highlights anything below a 50%, which if you're trying to figure out where the gaps in knowledge are, where the opportunities for reteaching are, or where you need to go and do some review or work with your students on, this right here is what you're going to do. This question right here is the one which is an example of illusion. So I know, based on what Flubaroo is telling me, that I want to re-hit this because it's pretty clear that not many of my students understood that. But I also know that they're pretty darn good on what a homophone is. And so I have a really quick, easy way with Flubaroo of figuring out where the gaps in instruction are. It also, if you look, it highlights in red students that I think that have scored 50% or below, so that you can go and you can either circle back with them, let them retest, or start to work on remediation with them. And it gives you some more analytics up here as well. So this is really good data. You don't necessarily get this from Google Forms. Google Forms is a really great way of visualizing and producing really nice visuals that show like large through lines in your responses, but you don't get this kind of data. So I think that's really helpful, something you might want to check out. So definitely take some time to play with it, and if you have any questions, let me know.